This is the Obi-Wan Kenobi Revenge of the Sith lightsaber from Disney. When my wife saw this, she thought it was a $450 Proffie. Is this actually one of the best legacy lightsabers you can buy? Or is it held back by the standard limitations of a Disney legacy lightsaber? Real quick, I want to thank the unofficial sponsor of today's episode, my good friend Brian Doyle, who let me borrow this lightsaber for the review. Can we spam the comments, "I love you, Brian"? Or you could also say, "Hello there." This wouldn't be an Obi-Wan Kenobi review without that. The casing is your standard Disney Galaxy's Edge fare. I always am a big fan of the logos they have here. This is often artwork associated with the Jedi Order and the Republic. Folks, we're gonna look up close at the hilt, and this one looks more premium than most legacy lightsabers. We're in for a treat on this. I think Disney absolutely nailed this one. If you're going to Galaxy's Edge for the first time, or if you just wanna order this lightsaber, I highly recommend it for that purpose. Later in the review, I'm gonna tell you who really should buy this one and who should skip it. But for now, let's just admire the beauty of an absolute legend, a classic. We'll break it down right at the bottom here. Not the best sound ventilation, not a lot of area there for the sound to squeak through. Brian has all the stickers on here. If this were my lightsaber, I would take those off, use a little Goo Gone just to make this more immersive. But anyway, you've got a screen accurate lightsaber hilt here. This one is prettier in person than I thought it would be. I've seen pictures of it online forever, and I gotta say, this one is stunning. The pommel, back to it. Screen accurate all the way. We've got incredible detail there. Our CoverTech belt clip, so you can hang that on your waist. Here is where we've got our ignition. This is not a button, but it slides up. Kind of tough to do so, but I admire that. Some legacy lightsabers can be a little bit too easy. And when you spin them and play with them, you get in trouble fast. Again, wish it was a button, but it's not. We'll take it. The finish on this is just awesome. Here we've got our grip, and then you get into the neck, and I gotta say, really, really impressive detail work here. You'll see the colors here are off on purpose. That is accurate to what we see on the big screen. Got kind of the greeblies around the emitter here. And by the way, this is our display emitter. This one comes with two versions. Here you'll see the emitter that holds the blade, and here is the display. Screen accurate, everything else is good on this except it's a little bloated right there, but hey, it's gotta fit the blade. Now, where have I seen this lightsaber before? Tell me in the comments. Here is the Luke Skywalker Legacy lightsaber, obviously inspired by Obi-Wan. Love that, we got Master and Apprentice here. You see the size comparison, very similar. The Obi-Wan one is slightly bigger. Hard to tell on camera here, but just like a millimeter bigger. And the emitter is bigger, that's normal. Luke's always had a very thin neck and a very small emitter. But in terms of weight, the Obi-Wan one is slightly heavier. Where the Luke one feels light, this one feels average. And let's install the other emitter. Easy installation on all these legacy lightsabers. Look how fast it was to change out that emitter. To put a blade in, it's pretty much the same. Now, if you own Neopixel lightsabers and you've been collecting those for a while, the brightness on this as we ignite it is gonna disappoint you. But let's see what it looks like. There's a weird anomaly on this hilt. I'm gonna talk about that in just a second. Brightness is not great. I always recommend putting new batteries in these. Most Disney lightsabers take a double or triple A battery. Let's see what it looks like in the dark. I gotta say, even though this is not a bright blade, there's something about holding an Obi-Wan lightsaber, especially Revenge of the Sith. Got a nice flash on clash effect here, ready? That's super cool. On the Luke Skywalker one I reviewed, you'll see a yellow clash, which is a throwback to the movies. But here, a little bit of red. Now I want to do a sound test, and this is where the Proffie begins to really separate itself. Good screen accurate sound. Pretty quiet on the average. Nothing to write home about here. By the way, I've got a 36-inch blade on this. I think if you want to spin this around, you want a 31. Now, one issue that I do have with this one, while we're swinging it around, it is extra sensitive. I'm not even moving it and you're getting a little bit of a whoop, whoop. That's not normal. I think this lightsaber is just a little too sensitive for its own good. Doesn't have smooth swing, it's not on purpose. Like even here, I'm sitting and it's just doing that. Honestly, probably a battery change would fix some of that, but I'll tell you, the blade doesn't sit totally tight in the emitter. It mostly is good. I don't think this is really a defective lightsaber or anything like that. It's just when you swing it around, the blade depth is okay. It doesn't sit the deepest, but it's got some wobble in it, and that's a problem if you want to spin this around. Now, for the record, I did try several Legacy blades in there just to make sure, and it's mostly good, but it's just noticeable enough, and it's also causing kind of phantom noises to come from it. Now, I wouldn't duel with this lightsaber. However, it is spinnable. Now, like I said, it's just slightly larger than the Luke Skywalker equivalent of this, and that one is just, it's made for spinning as far as Disney lightsabers go. This one is just a little thicker and not so much, but you can do it. That little heft, it makes it feel a little bit more immersive, but also makes it tougher. Before I show you the comparison on what my Proffie Neopixel version of this lightsaber looks like from N-Sabers, I just want to say a real quick shout out. Thank you to my patrons. I have 4 currently. Go to patreon.com/lightsaberlife and you can get exclusive perks, including early access to some of my videos. So thank you to Trevor, Mike, Lance, and Dad. I really appreciate you guys so much. If you're looking to support the channel and help me get more products for review, consider taking a look at that. Thanks so much. Now, for comparison's sake, I've got the Proffie in my left hand and the Disney in my right. Disney did a good job. You can see it's a little bloated though. This one is just a little, it's a little chunky. The color, again, the accents are pretty good. They did a nice job on this. Now, this is the only emitter that Obi-Wan comes with, and you see how it sits very shallow in there. This one's got retention screws, so it's not a problem. Really, you don't sacrifice much of anything, and you even got a CoverTech belt clip on the Neopixel. Full comparison video coming in the future there. But really gotta hand it to Disney, the details on this one are fine. So who should buy this lightsaber and who should skip it? First of all, I love lightsabers. Shocker, I started a channel called Lightsaber Life. If you wanna get real specific on this, here's what I recommend. If you collect Legacy lightsabers, absolutely get this one. This feels like one that's a necessity for your collection. If you're a casual collector, you're just getting into the craft, can't go wrong here. If you want to display this on your wall, on your desk, anything like that, especially with the display emitter, this is the way to go. Again, if you grew up with the prequels like I did and so many others, where that is possibly your favorite Star Wars trilogy, you gotta get this one. Now, the cost before I tell you who should skip it, Disney prices keep rising. Of course they do. Guys, Disney needs your money. They can't just get by without it. Please don't flag this video. The hilt now retails for about $199 US. If you're looking to have a cool memento when you go to Galaxy's Edge, what a cool memory this is. Absolutely splurge. Now, it does not come with a blade. On DisneyStore.com, you can get the set with a blade and the hilt for $250 US. Now we're creeping up there. The price of the Neopixels and Proffies have come way down. I think you're gonna be blown away at the quality difference and the price difference. So who should skip this? If you are looking for premium blade features, different colors, different effects other than just the clash here, you wanna skip this one. If you're looking for a lightsaber that can do better when it comes to sound quality, including having different sound fonts, higher quality, louder sound, you wanna skip this one. And as always, I do not recommend dueling with a Disney lightsaber. Some people say you can, but these blades are really not meant for it, even though they're replaceable. You don't wanna damage the electronics in the hilt. It's just not worth it. So, final verdict, the Obi-Wan Kenobi Legacy lightsaber, specifically the Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith one, is a top tier Legacy lightsaber, but it depends what you're looking for as a collector, what you're trying to do with it, and overall it's kind of a middle of the pack lightsaber. Great for displaying, not so much for playing with. Folks, if you found any value in this video, if you enjoyed it, thanks so much for sticking around. I'm coming up on 1,800 subscribers. You'd be one of the first 1,800. I appreciate that so much. If you're looking for more videos to binge, check out that one right there. And next week, I'll see you for a full breakdown and comparison of every feature of this lightsaber and this one. This is where the fun begins.